Who is it? Come out, I know you're there. I slip through the shadows to the girl's bedside and press a knife to her throat. Jesus fucking Christ, man. However, she shows no signs of distress. Oh, it's Fina. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Fina. This girl, she did not fear death. Realizing it held no weight, I lower the knife. Mallory's older sister? That I am. And you are? I'm Mallory's friend, from the orphanage. Fina smiles and sighs contentedly. Good girl. She's always been good at following instructions. You must have had your hands full looking after her. That girl doesn't know how to be selfish, you know. Without someone like you as her ally, she would have never lasted in a place like that. Hoo-hoo. Might I know your name? Anime. Huh. The same name that she was planning on giving her firstborn. It must be fate that led you two together. How can I help you, Anime? Do you know of it? What your parents have done to Mallory? What? They lied to Mallory, took her from the orphanage and locked her in the basement. Letting that happen, they trafficked her over and over. All for money. Money for your treatment. How could they? Fina's lips quiver. Her fingernails dig into her palms, even though I told them so many times to just let me die. She tries to rise, but the act sends her into a hacking fit. Claff, claff, claff. Ugh. Sapped of strength, she collapses. She crumples and collapses against the bed. I have to stop them. There's no need. Your parents are already dead. Your house, as well, is nothing but ash. Ha ha. Idiot. Fina goes quiet. She studies my face intently. It was not the reaction I expected. You're not angry? They fell by my hand, after all. You did that all to protect Mallory? I see. Thank you, Anime. Now nothing can pay for my treatment. Huzzah! It's a good thing I wanted to die the whole time. I don't understand it well. But your parents, they were family to you. You should be angry, sad. Yet you're thanking me. Why? They're already dead. And I will be following them shortly. But Mallory's still alive. Not enough to convince you, huh? I'll tell you then. It's true that I once loved them, but that feeling has long dried up. I just don't care anymore. I don't feel a thing at the news that they're dead. Yeah, she left out the part where she fucking tortured them, though. She said, I killed them. And I burnt your house down. Good thing you're gonna die soon. Otherwise I might have to face some sort of repercussion for these actions. I know, it's ungrateful of me. After all, they sacrificed so much, threw away everything for my sake. But I never asked for any of that. I mean, if somebody wants to Photoshop Adam Jensen into this bed. Fina turns to a vase on her bedstand where a single solitary flower lay. They didn't even spend money on a bouquet. I'm glad they're dead. The petals ply under her fingers. They curl and fall to the ground. Symbolism. Every time they visited, they would always bring flowers. To liven up the room, they would say. But I never wanted any flowers. All I've ever wanted was to lie with my hands turned up and be utterly empty. Empty as I faded away. The night goes on as I'm fading away. This girl. It wasn't that she didn't fear death. Rather, death was what she wanted, what she wished for. They knew of how you felt. I've told them countless times. But there are none so deaf as those who will not hear. When they spoke to me, they would look at me. And they would never see me. That's how it felt. Fina lets out a deep breath and lets her body fall limp. Even the mere act of speaking seemed exhausting for her. I made my peace a long time ago. But my parents were never able to accept it. It's always been like this. Mallory's always been made to suffer for my sake. If only I hadn't been born. A thin line of blood traces down Fina's cheek as she descends into a violent coughing fit again. Ha ha. Can you give me your hand, Anime? Her limbs shaking like those of a newborn fawn, Fina reaches out and places a keychain in my palm. Attached to it were a single key and a little clay chicken. There was nothing noteworthy about the key. Good to know. The chicken, though, it's ugly. Oh, that's rude. Hoo-hoo. Don't say that. Mallory made it for me when she was little. It's very dear to me, you see. What should I do with this? Give it to my doctor and explain the situation to her. She'll take care of the rest. We set up a trust fund for Mallory in case something like this happened, though I can't say I expected both our house and parents to go on ahead of me. What? I gazed down at the keychain Fina had entrusted me with. This is my final gift. The last thing I do with this cursed life. This game is so messed up. It's the same. That dumb smile Mallory makes as she helps others. I lean in close to feel her ragged breath on my face. You're just like her. Running my fingers through her hair, I take in her scent. Oh, that's so weird. I'm pretty ticklish, you know. It's not the time. My doctor fusses over it all the time. Hoo-hoo. Even her laugh was the same. I couldn't really see well before. Fina reaches out and cups my cheek with her hand. But you're quite the beauty, aren't you? And now is not the time. My body shudders at the unbelievable comfort of human touch. Even without spreading her open, I could tell she was overflowing with color. Color so thick it was maddening. I want to consume her. What? You want to do what now? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's keep going. But I desperately restrain myself. Good. You really care about Mallory, don't you? Gently easing my hand open, Fina entwines her fingers in mine. It makes me so jealous. Her voice takes on a mysterious tone as she presses my hand against her chest. Can you feel it? The rise and fall of her chest. Her rhythmic heartbeat. It's proof I'm alive. That I exist, here and now. My mind goes numb as I gaze into her eyes, her wet lips overflowing with unspoken sentiment. Her pale skin dappled in blushing moonlight. Her frail smile laden with fathomless longing. I want to make her mine. Being alive is so painful. It's the same for you, isn't it? I know. Can tell. Yet even then you continue to live on, strongly, with all you have. Ah, I can't stand it. It's not fair. It's not fair that Mallory gets to have you all to herself. What is going on? Wrapping her arms around my neck, Fina draws me in close and whispers into my ear. So just for one night, let me have you to myself? You know what? If it's a sick girl's dying wish for one last ride, who are we? Who are we to deny her that? Even if it is with the girl who just viciously murdered her parents and burnt her house to the ground, and came into her hospital room with intentions of murdering her as well. It's amazing. Truly amazing. The seasons turn, and so does my stomach. With them, an autumn leaf falls. As promised, Fina had willed everything under the family name to Mallory, because she had that problem. She has that power. The two of us held a small service for her in a playground near the hospital. I didn't know what kind of relationship Mallory had with her older sister, but the way she stood unmoving for hours on end before Fina's remains made me think. I think it might be hard for you to understand anime, since you've never had a family before. The concept known as family was truly something I didn't understand. Several months passed uneventfully as the seasons followed their due course. However, a startling realization dawned upon us as the year went by. Mallory was with child. Uh-oh. When the day of delivery came to pass, a healthy young girl was brought kicking and screaming into the world. We end up naming the baby Alouette. What? But the handkerchief, the Aloe Mundi, Year of the Fire Flaps. But the handkerchief. I thought the handkerchief. Fudge. Okay, I thought it was gonna be Kalia. I thought it was gonna be Kalia and Triss's mom. Whatever. Maybe I guess that is still anime as their mother, but Mallory can be Alouette's mama. Mommy. Gurgling noisily, Kalia waves her hands and reaches out for me. Where do you think you're going, Kalia? Okay, I was right. I watch on as she crawls under my dress and pokes her head out from beneath the folds. Not you too, Triss. This little one had a habit of following after his adventurous sister's example. Da. Poking his head out alongside his sister, he peers into my eyes with a curious expression. Looks like they're trying to get back to their original home. Fucking really, dude. Autun Larit, a man whose hand always seemed to be occupied with something. Even now, he was hunched over a table, nimbly working a series of fixtures into a strange mechanical contraption. I'm not letting you back in there. It's a good thing that this murderer has gone on to lead such a happy life. You two kick too much. Mada. What is this child doing? Kalia can speak normally. What is this Mada Triss keeps saying? It's sort of pissing me off. Autun makes a troubled expression, but doesn't break his fine line of concentration. I think he's trying to combine mama and dada into one word. He's got an innovator's blood in him. Shoo, you little rascals. I settle back into my seat after chasing out the two naughty scamps. Ooh-wah! Daddy's busy. Go bother mommy, you two. Kalia, Triss, come here. A silence broken only by Autun's continued tinkering descends upon the room as the twins sit down obediently before me. Brushing my fingers against their noses, I note with mild amusement how starkly different their reactions are. While Kalia squeals and tries to nibble on my finger, Triss scrunches up his face all funny as if he were about to sneeze. Aha! There, that should do it. It seemed he had completed his tuning of the... His name is Autun and he's tuning something? A little on the nose. But he's tuning a mechanical device. At long last, Autun detaches himself from the seat he had been glued to all night. He wipes his forehead and brings the fruit of his toil over to us. This should make a fine toy for these two. With a smile, he winds up a little lever on the device. Upon release, a simple musical tone begins to flow from it. The twins stare with rapt attention as he kneels and holds the device out before them. I watch on as the two children struggle over the right to examine the toy first. Why do you build things, Autun? Why do I build things? Because it's fun? Autun stretches his stiff limbs widely, cracking his joints in the process. Oof, that really hits the spot. Dad pushed me to pursue construction because of how stable the field is, but it's the intricate stuff like clockwork that have always been my passion. From designing architecture to inventing contraptions, Autun's always had a penchant for building things. And he certainly possessed the talent to match that passion. Hey, Kalia, don't hit your brother like that. The fight over possession of the toy had escalated to a miniature brawl. A Smash Brothers brawl. He's a big dummy. Wah! Teardrops begin to stream down Triss's face after a convincing Kalia kick plants his little behind on the floor. Oh, not again. Why can't you two be nice to each other? Pulling out my handkerchief, I dab away the clear droplets flowing from Tristan's eyes. Mallory is expecting my company after work today. Take care of them while I'm gone. When I finish wiping away the tears, I walk to the door and slip on my boots. What? That's not fair. You spend more time with Mallory than you do with me. Crossing his arms, Autun pouts. I like her more. Then why didn't you marry her instead? She doesn't roll that way, so I had to make do with you. I had to make do. Do with you. Jokes like that sting, you know. And what makes you think I'm joking? Ooh. Heh. Toying with Autun was criminally easy. You children behave now. Boing. A boop Autun on the nose. I'm not a 2-year-old. No matter how gruff he may act, though, in the end, he's just a hopelessly big softy. You're sulking. No, I'm not. Alright then, bye. Bah. Autun makes a lonesome noise as I stride out the door. Fine, take your time coming back. It's been a while since I had the house to myself. What are you doing, Kalia? Let's play, Daddy. Let's play, Daddy. Let's play. Mata. You two watch over Daddy for me, okay? Don't act like I'm the one that needs watching. Yeah, honey, you're only a murderer who's murdered in the past numerous people. Honey, you got quite the kill count. Just saying. Upon arriving at the Bashia household, I'm greeted by a familiar face. It's Anime. Hello, my po-faced dearie. Geez, is that how you greet your childhood bestie? Mallory squeezes my cheeks with a stupid smile. I grumble dourly as she plays with my face. Ah, boy. I grumble dourly, yeah. This woman sure had a curious way of greeting people. Your deadpan expression is so cute, Anime. I always have this expression on. Doesn't that just mean you're cute all the time? If you don't know how to react, you can always blush and fidget and go, "You really mean that, Mallory?" No. Flatly vetoing the notion, I show my way into her home. Mallory's flights of fancy snowball out of control at a frightening rate if you let her have her way. Aw, you're no fun. We take our seats at the dining room table where tea has already been prepared. It's been 15 years now, huh? 15 years since we first met? That's how friends talk. Mallory looks off into the distance with a gaze of weary reminiscence. On that snowy day 15 years ago, I was born. Under the name Anime, my time started moving, bringing me all the way to this day. Sockatrine's changed so much since then. It's only been 5 years since the Masters' Revolution, but the Verloren Masters' rule has brought such prosperity. Again, exactly how people in the present tense talk. The UL refugee convoy. Their arrival changed everything. Though refugees in name, in an ironic twist, it was their arrival that liberated Sockatrine from its deterioration. Their mobile production facilities single-handedly lifted Sockatrine from its years-long famine, and in miraculous matter of months, their bioagent eradication corps wiped out the plague. There was a plague? Factories, industry, contemporary science, and advanced infrastructure. It felt like we had been ushered from a time of deprivation into one of prosperity in the blink of an eye. Sockatrine was not the only thing that changed, though. I look over at Mallory as she brings a teacup to her lips. She was now a lovely, fully matured woman. Happily married and mother to 3 healthy children. It was the very picture of a bright future. I would have never imagined it back then. I can still remember holding her sobbing figure whenever she awoke in the middle of the night. You were always the one finding a way to provide for us back then. I wanted to be able to protect you as well, instead of always being the one protected. Your strength and kindness, I've always envied it. Yeah, she, also, do you know the fact that she, literally tortured a woman to death? I don't know if maybe this kindness word, you know what, keep that one out your mouth. I'm not a kind person, nor am I strong. I was just desperate. The period between Alouette's birth and the Masters' Revolution, survival had balanced on the edge of a knife. My knife, in someone else's jugular. But there is always a way, so long as one is willing to get their hands dirty. I have no regrets about the path I've carved. Mallory and Alouette are here now today. We are alive, along with all the others we hold dear. Oh, we like being alive. Oh, we like being alive. Hi-ho the dairy. Oh, we like being alive. That's gonna change. And that's all that matters to me. You really are a kind person, Anime. I am not. You are. It didn't seem like she'd budge on the issue. Stubborn. Geez, how come you accept it when Autun says it, but not when I say it? I hit him when he says dumb things like that. Hoo-hoo. Do you remember how I met my hubby? No, actually. Why don't you tell the story again for the 960th time? Oh, you. When did you become so sassy, Anime? My first meeting with... I done what? Tisk. Was so romantic. Fishing a suicidal man out of Eviget in the rain doesn't strike me as very romantic. You're just wording it unflatteringly. I done Bashia. I done Bashia, I hardly know ya. A young man who had lost his entire family to plague. Mallory met Idun for the first time while crossing the fated bridge that overlooked Eveget. Known by its epithet Heaven's Fall, it was a place where the lost and weary yielded their lives to the river of eternity. Even if the drop didn't kill you, being carried beyond Sockatrine's borders by Eveget was a death sentence. Prolonged exposure to the mist wreaked havoc on the mind and body, after all. It was really surprising, though. Yeah, it was really surprising how calm he seemed. Oh, Anime, humor me a bit, would you? I'm gonna tell the audience how I met my husband.